Welcome to the True North Country Comics Podcast, dedicated to promote Canadian comic book and graphic novel creators and supporters. I'm John Swinimer. If you want to drop me a line, you can contact me at john@truenorthcountrycomics.com. On this episode, I focus on Canadian creators at San Diego Comic-Con International 2022. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. It's also available on the True North Country Comics channel on YouTube. I invite you to like and subscribe. While I won't be attending San Diego Comic-Con International this year, the show must go on, and so does the coverage of Canadian comic book creators. So here's a quick overview of what Canadian creators will be doing at that show and where you can find them. Note this schedule may change, so please visit the event website for updated information. Aaron Reynolds will be in the Nerd Street booth number 2049 during the convention. Agnes Karboska will be in Artist Alley at DD01. Comic book writer Ashley V. Robinson will be a panelist for the Post-Pandemic Publishing Landscape on Friday, July 22nd from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. in room 26AB. Comic book writer Blake Northcott will be in the Heavy Metal booth number 1529 during the convention. Camilla DeRico will participate in an Illustrator Roundtable panel on Saturday, July 23rd from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in room 25 ABC, and Camilla will also be an exhibitor in booth 4723 during the convention. Comic book writer Cecil Castellucci will be very busy participating in many varied panels. On Thursday, July 21st, the spotlight will be on Cecil from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in room 4, and again from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in Sales Pavilion AA 110. On Friday, July 22nd from 11 a.m. to 12 noon, Cecil will participate in a panel entitled Autobio Comics in room 29AB. And then later that day, Cecil will be on the Lucasfilm Publishing panel from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in room 7AB. On Saturday, July 23rd, from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., Cecil will be a panelist for the session entitled What is the Best Superpower in room 10. Later that day, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., Cecil will participate in a panel entitled Express Yourself, Activism Through the Comic Arts in room 11. And even later that day, Cecil will be on a panel called Climate in Crisis, Comics to Seed Hope, from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in room 26AB. And finally, Sunday, July 24th, Cecil will be on a panel entitled Injecting the Personal, from 12 noon to 1 p.m. in room 28DE. Comic book writer Ed Brisson will be signing in the Aftershock Comics booth on Sunday, July 24th from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. Actress and comic book writer Emily Hampshire will showcase her new book Amelia Airwood on Friday, July 22nd from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. in room 24 ABC. Comic store owner Jenn Haines, the Dragon in Guelph, Ontario, will moderate a panel entitled So You Want to Be a Comic Book Retailer on Friday, July 22nd from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in room 23 ABC. On Saturday, July 23rd, Jen will participate in a panel entitled Publishers Weekly, Comics Survived a Pandemic, Now What? From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Grand 12 and 13 Marriott Marquis San Diego Marina. Comic book writer Jim Zub will participate on the Conan the Barbarian 90th Anniversary panel on Thursday, July 21st from 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. in room 24 ABC. On Friday, July 22nd from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., Jim will be signing at Comic Sketch Art in booth 4900. On Saturday, July 23rd and Sunday, July 24th, Jim will again be signing at Comic Sketch Art in booth 4900. Comic book writer Johnny Christmas will be signing autographs on Saturday, July 23rd from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in Sales Pavilion AA07. Actor and comic book creator Keanu Reeves will participate in a panel about Berserker, The Immortal Saga Continues on Friday, July 22nd from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Hall H. Comic book artist Ken Lashley will be on the X-Men Fandom panel on Saturday, July 23rd from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. in Grand 10 and 11 Marquis Marriott San Diego Marina. Later that day, from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., Ken will be on a panel entitled Monsters Are for Everyone in room 24 ABC. Comic book artist Matt Bat Banning will be in Artist Alley at GG10 during the convention. Actor Nathan Fillion will participate in a panel about ABC's The Rookie on Thursday, July 21st from 10:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. in Ballroom 20. Voice actor Tara Strong, along with podcast partner Greg Sipes, will do a live version of The Ship It Show for attendees on Thursday, July 21st from 12 noon to 12:45 p.m. in Ballroom 20. On Friday, July 22nd from 10:15 to 11:15 a.m., Tara will be on a panel for Multiversus in room 6BCF. Spawn creator Todd McFarlane will be signing autographs and chatting with fans pretty much throughout the entire convention. He'll be in the sales pavilion where you can find him throughout every day. Comic book creator Troy Little will participate on the Rick and Morty Comics panel on Thursday, July 21st from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in room 25 ABC. Actor and comic book creator William Shatner will be the focus of Shatner on Shatner on Thursday, July 21st from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. in Hall H. And don't forget the Eisner Awards will be handed out the evening of Friday, July 22nd at the Hilton Bayfront Hotel. Canadian creator nominees include Aminder Dhaliwal for Cyclopedia Exotica, a Best Humor publication. Elise Gravel for Arlo and Pips No. 2 Join the Crow Crowd, Best Publications for Early Readers up to age 8. Guy Delisle for Factory Summers, Best Graphic Memoir. Jeff Lemire for Snow Angels, Best Digital Comic. Jim Zub for Rick and Morty vs. Dungeons & Dragons Deluxe Edition, Best Graphic Album Reprint. Mike Walsh for The Silver Coin, Best Anthology. Tony Cliff for Bubble, Best Adaptation from Another Medium. And Troy Little for Rick and Morty vs. Dungeons & Dragons Deluxe Edition, Best Graphic Album Reprint. And although unfortunately they weren't chosen as finalists, here are the Canadian participants for the Will Eisner Spirit of Comics Retailer Award 2022. Amazing Stories, Jeff and Donalda Coker, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles, Carlos Camara, Mississauga, Ontario. And Libre Planète BD, François Méhou, Montreal, Quebec. And the 2022 Bob Clampett Humanitarian Award will be given to Annie Koyama, founder of Toronto-based Koyama Press and her Koyama Provides program. In advance of San Diego Comic-Con, I spoke with some Canadians about their plans, and here's what they had to say. Aaron Reynolds talked about exhibiting at San Diego Comic-Con.
Now, you mentioned you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Can you talk a little bit about what you'll be doing at that show?
Oh, yeah. That's a big show, and I've never done it before. And I ended up actually with the guys who organize some smaller, like regional Comic Cons that I usually appear at. They got a table, and they asked if I would be interested in bringing some kind of crazy exclusive to San Diego Comic Con. And so I had already been working on this extended joke where I drew the same bird 50-something times, but just wearing different hats, which was a joke about NFTs, and about like the crummy, incremental difference artwork. And we ended up producing these 3,000 hexagon-shaped pins, each featuring this bird with a slightly different hat or sunglasses, and they all say NFTs. And so that's our con exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con, are these ridiculous pins. And I'm going to have some books and stuff like that there too. But that's the pins are the big thing.
Do you think people will get the joke? I think it's so. An NFT.
I think people will get the joke. It's when I dropped the idea of it on the internet went kind of crazy for it. And I didn't have to do a lot of explaining, which was great. So it's like, I think people are going to get it.
Good.
If not, I got 3,000 pins that I'm going to be stuck with.
Jim Zub talked about his time that he'll be spending at San Diego Comic-Con.
Hey, Jim, I understand you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm wondering, can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing at that show?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it all sort of came together relatively quick. I've got a bunch of cool new project announcements coming next week. A couple of those are going to be at San Diego proper. I'm doing some panels, I'm doing some signings, and some other secret stuff on the go. I'm thrilled to be back. My first big convention was actually San Diego 20 years ago in 2002. So it's cool. It's nice to be back again. I've been multiple times, but obviously getting my feet wet with the convention season again is kind of a nice experience, and it's going to be fun to see friends and fans and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. And I don't want to jinx things, but I noticed that you are a nominee for one of the Eisner Awards this year for Best Graphic Album Reprint for Rick and Morty versus Dungeons and Dragons Deluxe Edition. So that's pretty. That's a pretty cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Troy Little and I are both going to be at the show, so we're going to go to the Eisners. It's the first time I've been nominated in a category. It's fun. I'm not expecting, we're going to win necessarily. I know you're talking about jinxing it. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just looking forward to being there and being around people and being able to socialize and just dig right into the best the industry has to offer. I've got a couple panels I'm doing that I can talk about. I'm going to be on the Conan 90th anniversary panel. That's
pretty good. I know you're a big Conan fan. That must be pretty interesting.
It's awesome. Yeah. I just finished up a run on Conan at Marvel. And so we're going to be talking about the history of the character. We're going to be talking about the fandom and, how important Conan is. He's kind of the original sword and sorcery character, Robert E. Howard's character from the 1920s and 30s. And so I'm really pumped to be able to be chatting about this in a formal capacity and excited about, being able to talk about something I love so much, which is the sword and sorcery stuff. San Diego has a bit more of a gaming program this year, so they've got some tabletop stuff going on in terms of live play, but they've also got panels. So I'm going to be on a couple of those as well, talking about tabletop role-playing games like, Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. And, that's a big influence on me, so it's going to be fun to be able to do that as well.
Cecil Castellucci talked about all the panels and activities that she'll be doing at the show.
Looks like you're going to be on a panel at San Diego Comic-Con this year. Wonder if you could give us a little bit of a sneak peek of what you'll be talking about.
I think I'm on 7 panels.
Wow. How are you going to find the time for all that?
I'm a special guest, so I'm on a lot of panels. I think I'm going to have to look it up. Hold on. Hold, please, while I look up what panels I'm on. But they're doing a spotlight panel on me, which I'm really, really excited about. And my friend and fellow creator, Jackson Lansing, is going to be interviewing me for my spotlight. So I'm pretty excited about that. I am also going to be on a Star Wars panel. I'm working on Star Wars Hyperspace, which is coming out on Dark Horse Comics. And it's a 12-issue story that's co-written by me, Amanda Diebert, and Michael Morrissey. So that's really fun. So I'm doing a Star Wars panel, which is always a good time. Mm-hmm. Then I'm on a panel about autobiographical comics because, I wrote my memoir, Girl on Film. So that's pretty exciting. And then a panel called What is the Best Superpower? Which I'm going to have to really think of because I think my mind changes all the time about what the best superpower would be.
I think it's writing.
Oh, yeah, that is the best superpower.
You write yourself out of anything.
Yeah, I guess that is a good superpower. Then I'm on a panel, and I think Nate Powell, who is one of my collaborators from Year of the Beast, is going to be on it as well, called Express Yourself, Activism Through Comic Arts. So I'm probably going to talk a lot about shifting Earth, but also the Plain Janes. And then I'm on a panel called Climate and Crisis, Comics to Seed Hope, which is about, comic books that deal with the climate crisis. So that'll be a good time. And then, I know it's so many panels. And then Injecting the Personal, which I think is also kind of another sort of autobiographical, sort of putting yourself into a comic book in some way. Wow. So yeah, so it's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm really excited because it'll be nice to be at Comic-Con, although I'm kind of freaked out because also COVID.
Yeah, you want to play it safe. But this is really, I mean, there is an energy. I think you've been going back to a few. I've been going back to a few events this year, and there's definitely an excitement there to meet people. And, of course, you want to play it safe and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, which is why I'm not going to have a table at San Diego. I'm just going to be on my panels. But I do have like a coffee.com, whatever, that little you can buy a coffee for you website where I have a little shop, sort of a virtual table, because I figured that would be sort of a better way to kind of handle it. So, yeah, that's what my plan is.
Jenn Haines talked about her panels that she'll be participating on during the show.
So Jenn Haines, I understand that you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con and you're going to be on 2 panels. So I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind giving us a preview of what those talks might be about.
Sure. Well, the first one, I'm moderating one of the panels, and that one is So You Want to Be a Comic Book Retailer, and that's on Friday. And that's going to be a conversation with a whole bunch of comic shop owners mostly from the States. We're just going to talk about, the last couple of years and what the challenges have been and how we're sort of readjusting to the future and, what we're doing to make our businesses stronger and just the general pitfalls of owning a comic shop. Generally that particular panel, which is an annual tradition, is attended by a number of people looking to start their own stores. It's also attended by a lot of people who have their own stores and just are looking for tips as well. So it's really kind of like a roundtable discussion between comic shop owners about what it's like and how we strategize our way through different crises and different day-to-day activities.
And there's another one you'll be on too?
Yeah, so I'm also going to be on the Publishers Weekly panel, Comics Survived a Pandemic, Now What?, on Saturday. And again, it's going to be pretty similar, I think. This one, however, is a conversation between retailers and publishers. So it's myself, Nachi from IDW, Kevin Hamrick from Viz Media, Eric Reynolds from Fantagraphics, and Philip Sablik from Boom Studios. And we'll be talking about what the struggles were, especially to do with supply chain issues and how things are looking with paper production and prices and all of that, and what the trickle-down effect is through the different layers of the industry.
Oh, yeah, that should be very interesting. I've talked to a lot of creators, and they've run into that same problem of paper shortages. So it affects everybody, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then the rest of my time will be spent in meetings, I think. So as I'm the president of Comics Pro, which is the organization of comic shop retailers. And so I have a lot of people that I have to meet with to talk about different things. So generally my job as president is to talk to publishers and distributors on a regular basis and see where we can clarify communication in ways so that we can basically understand each other better and also function better throughout the industry to make everything more efficient and work better for retailers. And so San Diego is a great time for me to catch up with a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time, to reestablish some connections that allow me to do my job more efficiently in the future. And then to also have some face-to-face meetings that are clearly, hey, here's a problem, let's try to find a solution. So I'll be quite busy doing all of that. I will hopefully get to go on the con floor at some point.
Yeah, at some point. That sounds like you're going to be busy. But before I let you go, I wanted to ask you, every year they have the Will Eisner Spirit of Comics Award, and these are awarded to stores, proprietors who are doing their best to keep things going. And I wanted to just get your comment on that, because the Dragon, your store, actually won an Eisner Award for this very category in the past. So I wonder if you just comment on what it means to win, and what do you hope that these new retailers that are nominated achieve in the future?
Yeah, I won the award 10 years ago this year. So this is my 10th anniversary of my Eisner, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to go to the ceremony on Friday night and cheer on the stores. I like to be there. It's such an amazing honor to be recognized by a panel of industry experts as one of the best stores in the world. It's just, there's nothing like it. It's an extremely arduous process. Submitting an Eisner nomination is extremely hard work. You have to put together this whole selection of information that covers, how you service the community and what you're doing to educate yourself and all sorts of things. It's a very intense production, how you arrange your store. You have to submit a whole bunch of photos, and then you also have to submit a 5-minute video that basically has to be your entire store in 5 minutes. It has to really express who you are as a store, your character, your ethic, and how you achieve greatness in your community. And it's a huge amount of work. So even getting to the nomination phase, even getting your submission into the Eisners is a bit of an achievement, quite frankly. But to then actually, be a finalist, we were a finalist twice before we won it, is a huge honor as well. And my congratulations. 2 of my fellow Comics Pro board members have their shops on the short list this year, which is really amazing. So it's a huge honor, that's for sure.
And Joey from Gotham Central talked about what it's like to participate in the Will Eisner Spirit of Comics Retailer Awards.
I want to talk to you about something I think I heard as a rumor, and I don't know if you can confirm it, but there's the Eisner Award nomination for Spirit of Comics Retailer World that's coming up at International San Diego Comic-Con. Can you talk about that?
Well, it's not a secret, I'll tell you that. And it's not a rumor at all. I mean, maybe it was a rumor at one point, but it's certainly not a rumor now because I produced the video for it. Or else I'd be like, Carlos, did I just do something that I wasn't supposed to? No, it's totally real. We are so honored. And on behalf of Gotham Central, Eisner, if you're listening, on behalf of Carlos and Gotham Central, thank you so much for that nomination. All of our stuff is submitted. It's on YouTube. I'll send you a link for it as well. We are nominated for the 2022 Spirit of Comics Award by Will Eisner.
That's amazing.
And it's the award, John. Like it's the award that anybody in the comic book retailing world would want to have. The Dragon had it 2018, and I think it's our turn. It's definitely not a rumor. We are definitely nominated, and we're definitely going to get it.
Well, congratulations on that. But for those not familiar with this award, how would you explain it to someone?
The Eisner Award is kind of like is the biggest award that you can ever get as a comic book retailer. It's basically San Diego Comic-Con for all of us. Whether you are in the States, whether you are in Canada, it is the home base of comic book world. You know, when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, it's the biggest stars in the superhero movie world in Marvel and DC, all the way down to, indie creators and artists. And alongside that would be us, which would be your retailers. Once you get this award, you can't get it again, by the way. It's kind of like a one and done kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's basically how you would say, it's kind of our Oscars.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And you cannot fathom getting a bigger award as a comic book retailer than the Spirit of Comics Retailer Award.
That's tremendous. So fingers crossed. Hopefully everything goes well. But it's great to be nominated, though. A great company. There's a lot of great retailers who are recognized, and it's a great honor just to be nominated. I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's definitely true because they only recognize the best, the cream of the crop. So tremendous. Good. Congratulations on that.
Thanks to all the creators for their input, and I wish all a great convention and safe travels. And thanks to you for listening to the True North Country Comics podcast. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to and like this podcast on Apple Podcasts, and please leave a good rating. Also check out the TrueNorthCountryComics.com website and follow along on Twitter at True North Comics. True North Country Comics is now on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to that video channel and hit the notification button. Please send your feedback to John at TrueNorthCountryComics.com. Thanks again for listening, and come back soon for another episode. Bye for now. True North Country Comics Podcast is copyright True North Country Comics, copyright 2022.